Good day, all, and welcome to yet another episode of the DVD and Technology Files that involves me staring at my computer screen. Yes, my long overdue Big Finish update, I should say, number 3. So the reason why I brought this back, well, actually I never really stopped doing them, I just hadn't gotten around to it for a while, but I've gotten a lot of requests recently to look at some of the more recent Doctor Who releases from Big Finish. So this is going to be the first in a number of videos that I'm going to do in the next little while based on recent releases, and I'm going to primarily look at, take each trilogy kind of as its own thing, and for, well, I'm sure regular Big Finish viewers will know, it's been about almost 2 years now since Big Finish changed its format to begin doing mini-seasons of 3 stories apiece, with 3 of the 4 Doctors that have been going throughout the series. Would be Colin Baker, Peter Davidson, and Sylvester McCoy. And next year, Paul McGann is going to be coming back into the range to do the mini-seasons as well. And at some point, actually, I'm going to take a look at the 8 Doctor stories and do a brief preview. But for now, I figured for my comeback video for the Big Finish review series, we look at probably what has become one of my favorite trilogies, which is notable because it brings back Fraser Hines, sort of reprising his character of Jamie McCrimmon. And I'm not actually going to go into how it ends because I don't want to ruin the surprise, so we'll just take a look at the stories briefly. So today, we're going to start with the first episode in the trilogy, City of Spires. Okay, so here we're backtracking a little bit. We're actually into April, and I believe this release came out, well, according to Big Finish site, which I got over here on the screen, April 30th, which I think was either April or early May. I don't know, my sense of time is awful. I know that I subscribe to these, so just whenever it ended up in my download box, but I do remember April, May listening to this for the first time, but the exact release time is kind of beside the point at this time. So essentially in this story, the Doctor, Colin Baker, Doctor number 6, winds up back in the Highlands of Scotland where he is reunited with Jamie. This is kind of one of their sci-fi historical stories, which they seem to be doing more and more of these days, which I think is pretty cool. Then we go into the first of probably what has become, the second story, which has become the first of 2 of what I would say are probably some of my favorite recent Doctor Who stories. The Wreck of the Titan. So right there, Doctor Who's own take on Titanic. Although it is not like the movie, thank God, and there's no singing by Celine Dion, which I consider probably a good thing. But anyway, so in this one, are we on the Titanic? Are we not on the Titanic? Are we on the Titan? Now, it's kind of hard to say exactly what happens here, once again, without giving away the end. But I think it was interesting, you know, the Doctor Who taking on some historical events that they hadn't really covered in the past. The Wreck of the Titanic had been mentioned a few times, and in the new series, it had been hinted at that Doctor may have some kind of involvement, or he was there when the Titanic sunk. But in this one, it may be, or it may not be the Titanic. Definitely worth checking out, Wreck of the Titan. Second one in the Jamie McCrimmon Returns series. And then from there, we go on to what has probably become one of my all-time favorite Big Finish audios. Still hasn't replaced The Kingmaker as my all-time favorite audio, and at some point I'll actually do my top 5 or top 10, or I'll go over some of the stronger ones of the series. But Legend of the Cybermen, I think one of the main reasons why I was drawn to this one before it came out is one of my favorite stories of the original series is one called The Mind Robber, I should say. I can't even talk tonight. One of the final stories from Patrick Troughton's final season. Sort of involves this fantasy land. Of course, this one, we go back to the fantasy land, which is infested with Cybermen. And honestly, if they actually made an episode, I actually don't think they could have afforded to make an episode like this with some of the well, rather elaborate scenes that are described. And of course, on top of Fraser Hines, This sees Wendy Padbury return in the character of Zoe, which, you know, was kind of to see sort of the old Troughton team back, obviously minus Troughton because, well, he passed away more than 25 years ago, I think, almost at this point. But anyways, I think if you're looking for an introduction to Big Finish, because now with the new setup, it's kind of hard just to pick and choose one story because they do come in trilogy. So if you're looking for a trilogy to start out with, if you haven't, you know, checked out Big Finish yet, I'd actually highly suggest this one. And next, we're going to look at the Tegan Returns trilogy, or well, Tegan Returns Part 2. There's also some of the other trilogies from last year that I want to go over. So yes, all the people that, and I have actually received a number of emails over the past few months asking me when I was going to do another Big Finish video. I think, well, it's been almost a year since I did the last one, so yeah, it's been a little late coming, but anyways, that was Big Finish update number 3. As usual, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and have yourselves a great day.